Hello, I'm David Headley, and I chose chapter 22, Knowledge Alive. I'd like to start off with the question, what is knowledge and how is it obtained? People create knowledge in various ways. Scientists examine the sky or the sea, or corks or viruses. Historians puzzle over ancient documents and artifacts. Pollsters survey public opinion, and engineers design and test prototypes. Newspaper reporters investigate political dogfights. Police officers comb for evidence about crimes. Then we communicate that knowledge in various ways through writing and reading, mathematics, equations, maps, and diagrams. And eventually, we act on all of that knowledge. We carry out the judgment and erect the building, carry out the mission, whatever it is. Why is knowledge important? Why is that important? And why is it important to bring knowledge alive? This chapter really ties into, I felt like it tied into grappling and why it was important. It's another chapter of making what we're teaching stick, but the difference between grappling and bringing knowledge alive is the aspects in which way, the ways that we do it. The knowledge arts include communicating strategically, insightfully, and effectively, thinking critically and creatively, and putting school knowledge to work in what educators sometimes humbly call the real world. And there was some great stuff all through this. It was a very short chapter. It's like 7 pages, but there was some really great stuff. I pulled most of it on why it's important and put it down here. Basically, it's making sure that we are instilling the skills to communicate effectively while bringing the material alive. And then this page, I really liked. One of the discussion questions was the failures. And I always like to look at failures. That's the way I learn best. I'm really good at failing and then making adaptations and moving on from there. We rarely ask students to do much with their learning outside of school, except for homework. Of course, I don't give any homework. Of course, as a result, knowledge tends to become passive or inert. In both academic and practical contexts, learners fail to connect what they have learned to new situations or to act effectively on that knowledge. Further, some schools direct dogged attention to skill and learning in a narrow sense, with the unsettling consequences become ritualized into mere recipes to follow. I really like those. Making knowledge come alive. This I really like this because it gave some concrete examples of ways to do it. There are even more, but these are the ones that I like the most. Learning logs, concept mapping, debates, group presentations, and many other activities can dramatically expand student skills in organizing knowledge. I had so the first school I was teaching at, we had a conservator come in. I think it was the step before conservative. We had 2 consecutive Fs, and we were looking at another F, and if we got the next F, we were going to be dropped from the district. And she came in, and I was a new teacher. I was in my 2nd year, and really everybody was nervous or whatever around her, and I saw it as a great moment to gain some experience. I mean, she had 35 years and she had moved all the way up. So I spent every moment that I could while she was there speaking with her. And, she kept going back to this. I said, what do you think would be she said everything I was doing was great. And that my bell ringers and my exit tickets lined up with my lessons and they were included. I had thought all that out really well. But she said the only thing that she could think of that was better than what I was doing is if I could get my hand on this old program that was called History Alive. And she explained, how the program ran and the benefits of it. And and it really hits on all these points that I've gone through throughout this presentation. And it's one of those things, like also to refer back to the grappling, we have to get it the knowledge to go into that extra level where they're leaving the classroom thinking about it. And this has some great the second one under my bullet points. One way to advance the knowledge arts is to use thinking routines to make students' thinking visible, thus increasing their awareness of what goes into creating, communicating, organizing, and acting on knowledge. I really like that one. And then these next two, this is what the one I was at, is uh what's going on there, and what do you see that makes you say so? Just doing those probing questions to get to that extra layer to make sure that we're teaching in a way that it's going to stick. And I really like this chapter because it tied in so well with the last chapter that I had done, the grappling. um and it's one of those things that it's a process. And then there are, I really like the failures were really pointed out in this chapter. And I like that because you can look at, it's always, I've learned to always try to look where other people have failed, and go from there so that I don't have to fail in the exact same way. Thank you so much. And those are my references there.